Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Wednesday. Today I'm going to be doing the absolute massive, gargantuan, enormous 1/6 scale Deagostini Collectibles release and build the Ford Mustang GT500. Now this is an absolutely massive build, as you know, and you've seen it in the past. So I thought we're going to be doing something big and something easy today, because you know what, on Monday, when I was doing that Infinity Gauntlet, I've really put a blister on my fingers. I'm on light duties for a couple of days until that actually solves, as you can see there. But yeah, it hurts. I did get a free gift today, just so you know. So let me just show you that as well. This is the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 1967 die cast. I'm guessing that's 1/43 scale. Looking like that. It's good to have that. Now, I probably will be giving that away on my channel members or Patreon members stream. So if you are not a member of that, then check the pinned comment. You'll be able to see how to join that. Now, if you do want to get one of these for yourself, I don't know if it's still available. So you do need to check in the video description and also the QR code on the screen. But I'm going to jump straight into it. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so here's stage 34. Here's the magazine, looking just like this. And as you can see, we're going to be doing the left rear drum and shock absorber, looking like this. We're actually going to be fitting this into that floor pan as well, just like this. So we are ready for a wheel to be going on there. And that is the rest of the magazine. Everything I need is in here. Let's get it all out. And I'm also going to start off by needing this pin here. Now, we have done this before, so it's trying to remember exactly what I did do. So what I'm going to do is take the shaft and this bracket here, and I'm going to be pushing the pin through this side here. So I'm just going to check which way round they've got it, just like that, because there is a locating lug, you see. And I'm doing some wiggling to make sure that this engages into that shaft. Perfect. Once I've got it through one side, keep wiggling to get it through the other side. I don't need pliers. That's good enough to actually put through there. That's not coming out there at all. Now I was going to put that to one side and bring over the floor pan. And if you look on the top camera here, down here I've got an indent that this is going to go into. It has got a locating lug which tells me which way round it goes. So it's going to go in just like that there. Perfect. Now it's going to be held in from the other side with a PS05 screw, which I've got here. This is going to be fun. I'm holding it like this, so I'm not hurting myself on the blister I've got there. This is a, I don't know what you'd call it. Look, it's very dainty the way I'm, it's going to go into here. Let's get that in tight. But there you go, that's in place there. And as you can see, we do have the shock in place as well. Okay, what I'm going to do then is take the actual shock and I'm going to be putting that down the shaft. And then the other side of it is going to be going into this metal section just here. Now, there is a locating lug in there, so it can only go in one way because it is a keyhole pattern. I do want to hold that in with a flange screw. That's a PS23 screw. It's a silver one looking just like this. Once again, get that in. Hard to screw in with only 3 fingers. And when that's in, it should look like that. Put that to one side. So I now need these front parts of the drum here. Put them to one side, bring over the floor pan. So first thing I want to put in is this back plate. It's just going to go over the top like that. Keyhole pattern. Then I'm going to be putting this next plate here, which has got 2 lugs. So make sure the lugs are facing down because there's holes for them to go into here and at the top there. So now that's how that's looking. And then finally we're going to be closing it off with the top of the drum here, which goes over the top there like that. Now this isn't actually fixed into place at the moment because as you can see, it quite simply comes off. But that gives you an idea of how it's going to be, because when I put the wheel on here, it's obviously going to hold all of this in here. But that's just giving you an impression of how that's going to look, and that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 35, here's the magazine, and we are now going to be starting to do the other wheel, which means we are creating a structure in the middle because these wheels are so big. We can't just have a wheel on its own. It does need an internal structure as well. So I'm going to be putting this into place just like that. Show you the rest of the magazine. And I am going to bundle this up with the next part as well because there's not much to do in that one. So in stage 36, we are continuing on that wheel, showing you the magazine. And as you can see, we're then putting the rims into place. So we have a finished wheel, and then we do get to attach this wheel to the car like that. And I'll just show you the rest of the magazine. Cool. Once again, massive parts. It's only when you see them up close that you realise how big they are. Because it's so big, it's a very, very flexible rubber. And as I said, that's why we've got to reinforce it. So to reinforce it, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be putting these two sections kind of together like that. And then we're going to have a clip going down the middle of them there. And then I'll push that in, and that's going to make sure that that's locked into position. So to do that, what I need to do is put one side in here. It is stretchy, so you shouldn't need to put this in water. Just manipulating it around, and just make sure that it goes really tight into one side. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And there you go. As I said, you don't need water for that because it does take some pushing. Draw a sweat then. But there we go, that's in. And then we're going to close it off by putting these clips in. And what that's going to do is going to be making sure that that internal ring there is nice and tight. So one in this side and clip it in so it's gone in like that. And then do the same on the other side. Perfect. And with that done, that's the end of that stage. So moving swiftly on, I do have the rims here, which, as you can imagine, if you heard them drop them, they are metal. They can't be plastic because of how big this is and the amount of weight that it's got to support. The first thing I'm going to do is take the rim, and I've got a valve here, which I'm going to be pushing through the hole there so it comes out the other side just like this. It's a attention in the detail. Look, the eyes in the detail there. Now, on this side, I've got this chrome ring to put in. It is keyhole shaped. So when I push that all the way down here, it's going to give the effect of little nuts in the inside there, as you can see. So this is going to be going on the left-hand wheel. I'm just looking at the tyre treads, and it's looking like the internal part needs to be in here. So I'm going to be taking the rim here and pushing that into place on this side like this. Making sure that's not being impeded. Now we do have a little notch, as you can see there. Now we do have a notch into one of these gap sections here, so you just need to make sure that that notch there fits inside the gap where the clip went, and if you do that, you'll find it will sit nice and flat in there. And then turning that over, you can see what we're going to be doing, putting the other side in and matching this up. Again, I do have a notch on this, and they're just going to go again into this side into the notches, so line them up and get them in as well. I'm going to be holding all of that together with some screws. And they are the DS19 silver screws I've got here. And with these, it's just a case of putting them in lightly till they have a bite with the thread below. I'll do the one on the other side as well. I am using oil. Because when you've got a couple in, it's easy then to put the rest of them in. And make sure these are really tight. So I'm just going to go around, tighten these all up. This is really hurting me. Look at it. Okay. So when that's done, that's what the wheel looks like. Now what I can do is take off that whole brake drum assembly. I'm going to be putting it on this way with the drum facing down into the keyhole pattern here. So that should ensure, there we go, it's fitting flat in there like that. And then I'm ready to put it onto the car. Now what I want to do is I'm going to be securing it in with a DS12 flange screw. I want to make sure I've got one of them ready. Bring over the floor pan. And what I want to do is make sure that the keyhole pattern here is matching the keyhole pattern on this side. Perfect. And it locks in just like that. And now it's locked in, I can put my flange screw in here, get this nice and tight. Now you don't want any wobble on there, but that is how that's looking. Pretty cool, huh? And then all I'm going to be doing is I've got a hubcap here, which just gets pushed into the center, just like that. Now this hub is magnetized, as you can see. And with that wheel in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 37 here, look for the instructions. We are going to be putting one of the wheel arches on with some screws. Very quick stage, so I'm going to bundle 2 stages together as well on this one. And this is the rest of the magazine. And then finally in the last stage, which is stage 38, we are going to be working on that leaf spring. Now we've done one on one side, we obviously need to do one on the other side as well. So as you can see, I'm going to be getting all of this into place, putting this in, so by the end of it, it's going to look like that. So we've got a car with 2 leaf springs, 1 wheel, ready to put the next wheel on. And there we go, there's the rest of the magazine. So, get this wheel arch open. We've got some screws in here. Now these are DSO2 screws, and because we've been working on this side with the wheel, all we're going to be doing is taking this wheel arch, lining it up to the outsides here, and it should fit nice and comfortably on its own in there, just like, oops, get this back one in there, just like that. It's going to be held in with DSO2 screws, which I've already got ready here. I need 3 of those. So let's put the center one in first. Perfect. And then just 2 each side. And there we go, that's that stage complete, but that's what that wheel arch is looking like on the car. Okay, put that to one side. Bring over the pack for stage 38, which has got everything we need for the leaf spring. Once again, because of how big the car is, the leaf spring is going to be solid metal, which it is. And just so you can see how we're laying this out, where the side is where the leaves are quite spread out, that's going to be the rear end. And where they're close together here, that's the front end. So I need the rear end first, and it's labelled with an R, looking like this. I want it this way round, and I'm going to be putting that into there like that there. Now it's going to be held in with a pin. Now we've got 2 pins here. So it's just a case, like we did right at the start here, is put a pin through one side, and then train that through both sides there. And then this time I probably am going to need my duckbill pliers, just to help pull them all the way through. Like that. Then on the other side, we're going to have the left hand side one looking like this. That's just going to go there. Just checking if there's a certain way round it goes. It doesn't look like it. And again, another pin through the side to get this into place. Then duckbill pliers to push it in. Bring over the base again of the car, and as you can see, we've already put 1 leaf spring in. I'm about to put another one in now. So it's actually going in this way. Probably best on the top camera, with this going at the top there. And then the other one just going on the bottom section just down here. Then I've got these PS05 screws, which I'm just loading up now. Turn this over to secure this into place. So one this side, and then the one just on the back here. And there we go. That's the second leaf spring in place. If I just zoom out the top camera, gives you an idea of how that's looking. All that's left to do then is to take this mount on the top here. It's going to mirror what we've just got on this side. So we do have a lug here, which goes down there, and I'm going to line this up onto this section, and it's going to be screwed in with some DS01 screws. These are silver screws here. You do have to push the spring down to make sure that it's locked into position, and then obviously these silver screws are going to keep it there. And then the last screw is just going into this side here. And that's it. With that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. That's what it looks like. That's what it's looking like from the underside as well. And you can see how big this actually is. It's absolutely ginormous. And that's not even half a car, you know. So, I don't know. This is going to be a phenomenally big car. 1/6 scale, remember. But there you go. I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, Take care.